Xantippe has said that in order to call an elk with a flute, we must have a medallion. So I'm going to place a medallion on this elk. Now I've got to think about how we make a medallion. Head medallion, that's what we need. Yes, they show the two together. Leather and tin, bronze, nails and strips. That does not look too hard. Elk chest. Tin, bronze. Would it do it with iron? It will not. What? Copper? It has to be. Oh my goodness. It's not tin, bronze and above. It's actual tin, bronze. Okay. Right. Needs to be done. I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay. Right, one piece of leather. Yes. Attached to an elk to claim ownership. Nice. Okay. Let's go and do that while our elk is tethered happily in here. Yeah, I need a barn here. Okay. Medallion spot. And it says damage tier 2. And that looks as if elms could fight. Oh, wow. Okay. Owned by Ashantin. Oh, great. As soon as you've got a medallion, you can see the health. Look at that. 30 out of 30. Wow. Now, let's take this off. Right. All right. Let's get on our elk. I keep expecting the elk to follow the mouse, which is not the case. Now, I am going to take a risk with this elk. I am going to drive it over here a bit faster into hyena territory. I don't know if we've got any hyenas left, actually. I've killed so many. There. That looks like one. I can't see any hyenas, but that's all right. What I want to try is this bone flute. Copper, hello. Okay, so, wow, that elk looks dead. It's not, I'm sure. I hope it's not. Okay, bone flute. Oh, wow. Oh, I like that. Isn't that fantastic? I know you look very handsome. Well, I think that's great. Now, where am I going? I'm going back to my area. I have to be careful I don't ride this elk into trees. Can I collect resin from the back of an elk? I can. Nice. Right, let's go a bit faster. Now, I've had a query as to whether elks can travel through teleporters. I don't know. Can they get through one wide space? No. Okay. Let's turn around. Okay. Let's come round here. I mean, this is a crazy thing to try. Oh. Can I shut? I can't get... Now, I'm actually riding the elk. I'm going to come off the elk. Grab it and see if it'll come through here. Did you hear that snap? Yeah, it's laying down saying, what the heck are you playing at? You may well ask. Let's get back. No, I don't want to do that. I want to get back on the elk. What happens if I ride an elk? Yeah. I'm not convinced that it will go through a teleporter. I mean, when you look at the size of the teleporter and the size of the elk, it's not surprising it won't go through. Okay. Right, the other question I had is, I bought this elk with a saddle on it. Can I take the saddle off it? I don't know whether you must be able to take saddles off the elk. So, control. Oh, sorry. Oh, how do I calm the elk down? It took damage. No. I've got a wild elk in my house. You know, you try to be a competent YouTuber and give a good view. Oh gosh, where am I now? A good view of these games. No. And it's not exactly helping. Wait. Will it come back? Oh, thank goodness for that. Right, let's get you out of here. So if you manage to accidentally damage your elk, it is retrievable, just. So we can go through a 2 high gap, but not a 1 wide gap. So it's got to be at least 2 high and 2 wide. Okay, my goodness, so much to learn. I think I need to go to a dangerous place where we've got bears and hyenas and things like that, and see whether my elk actually stays there. Right, let's get our rope back. And sir, let me have a look at you. Yeah, health has gone back up. Okay, we're going to tether you into there and come out of this temporary accommodation. Xantippe, thank you. You are absolutely right. It may be Xantippe, that in order to call the elk you must have a medallion, and also the bit I was missing is how healthy is my elk, and when it's got a medallion it shows it. That's great. And I've had a comment or a question from par.kines1, and this appertains to the fact that I've now got 3 of these treasure maps to the Resonance Archive. And as soon as you get one of these maps, the archive comes up and you can see I've got a little red dot here. And he or she or they asked, do you come up with more than one Resonance Archive? But you don't, because there is only ever one per world. And that is generated when the world generates. So this may be in land that is generated in 1.20. But nonetheless, there is only ever one Resonance Archive. So you can have as many maps as you like, but that red cross will be the only Resonance Archive that we ever get. I was very surprised when I bought my elk and it came with a saddle and bridle. One of the things I've been asking myself, hello panda, wonderful, is whether I am able to take the saddle and bridle off an elk that I've bought with the saddle and bridle, because if so, I've got a free saddle and bridle. Let's go and have a look at this. I'm keeping an eye on this panda. I believe that the I don't believe that the hyenas and wolves will attack the elk. At least that's according to one of my viewers, Vitor Emmanuel Oliveira. What a wonderful name. And he says that the wolves and smaller animals don't attack elks, but bears do. Now, pandas are normally quite sort of gentle creatures, and I don't associate them with attacking me. They tend to run away. But I have to say that I have seen them attack and absolutely slaughter pigs. I had a couple of pigs near one of my traders, and the pandas came in and attacked them and slaughtered them. So I think we will deal with this next question behind closed doors. Now, can we get a saddle off an elk? Now, this is called mid-storage. If I press Control and right-click, it does take the saddle off. Control and a right-click and it puts it back. And with the bridle, Control and right-click takes it off. Control and right-click puts it back. So even though these came free, you can still have them. Isn't that wonderful? I'm very pleased about that. Where is your rope? Where's your tether? Let's leave you there for the time being. So I'm very happy about that. Now, this panda is sort of lurking around, and I don't want it to harm my elk. So I'm just going to get some more fence, because I've got a weakness in that structure where I put doors to make my life easier. And as we all know, they are not. They're only too high, and bears can climb more than 3. And the only thing that will keep bears out is really fence. Where's that panda gone? Oh, crikey. Hello, panda. Yeah. I'm not going to hurt you. All right, let's pop up here and just quickly get that across there. He's looking wistfully in my house. So, I'm not sure whether I've got a panda that's going to do damage or not. I love having the panda around. Absolutely love it. I think pandas are magical. So we've answered the question whether we can get the saddles off and on, and we now know that it's Control and right click to put them off and on saddles and bridles. Great! Our knowledge is increasing all the time. Soups, you asked about teleporters, which I use a lot. They are part of the vanilla game, but to install them you have to have, you can't install them on a server unless the server owner gives you permission. But what you can do is you can install them on private worlds. Many people think that they are cheating. I happen to like using them. And what you do is you basically go into creative, install your teleporter, then come back into survival. So they are a creative element, not a survival element, but they are vanilla. And in the description below, I have put a link to my tutorial showing you how to install them and what to do with them. So soups, if like me you want to use teleporters, which I find fantastic for getting around a big map and exploring lots of different things, I absolutely love it, then that's the way to do it. Watch my video, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You will have noticed that I was disappointed that there wasn't a recipe for clinker bricks. But if you look in the handbook under clinker, right, clinkers are bricks that have been overcooked. Their surface is vitrified like glass and are not very good for building. One must use more of them to get a neat result. So if you look at this, it's 2 of everything. I had 12 bricks. I have actually got 4 in from creative because I want to have a look at this without necessarily firing the entire kiln. Oh my word. And you get 4. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. It's very dark in this basement. Isn't that wonderful? Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous colour and texture. That's fantastic. So if you want to build out of this gorgeous material, I think it's gorgeous, then I think you will have to brace yourself for the fact you're going to need twice as many bricks and twice as much mortar. Worth the cost in my view, don't you think? It's really beautiful. I was reading some notes and the notes said elk mark on map. There was some issue with it. Now I want to have a look. Is there an elk mark on a map? There is not, to my knowledge, an elk mark on a map. If this is what we should be looking for. And if I look here, oh my goodness, there is. There is. Look. And once you've got it labelled as belonging to you, it's got an elk, it's a green elk mark. How fantastic. So we do have elk marks on the map. Oh, so excited, guys. So, now, if we've got an elk mark, let's leap through our teleporter. I'm in the wrong place. That's the wrong teleporter. Okay, this is really, really exciting to me. Let's see if there's a boat mark. So we've got a green mark for the elk. Have we got anything for the boat? Let's go and have a look. So here, hello elk. Yeah, your ropes come adrift. And I don't have a medallion on. This elk's going to disappear. Okay. Right. Medallion coming up and bone flute coming up. I will be back with you. Oh gosh. And of course I haven't claimed it. Oh, quickly. Let me go and get supplies. Right guys, I have a medallion. Let me press Control and right click. There we are. Creature weight low. Medallion spot owned by Ashantin 3. Health 30 out of 30. You are a handsome beast with that saddle blanket, I'll tell you that. Right, let me go and find my bone flute, and then I will see whether I can call the elk over here. Right, I have a bone flute. And here comes my elk. Wonderful. Oh, lovely, yes. Okay, so looking on the map, yeah, see we have an elk. Look at that. What we don't have is one for the boat. We need one for the boat. We could do with a lovely aquamarine one for the boat. Oh, going for a swim, are we? They're handsome beasts, aren't they? They look fantastic. Right, so we now know that we really do have to have a medallion basically to call the elk, but also on a server it would make sure it's yours. I wonder if only the person who bought the elk can call it, or whether other people can. You're an athletic beast, I'll say that for you. Right, okay. And another thing learnt. Brilliant. I'm loving these little green things, but I'm disappointed we haven't got an aquamarine one for the boat. Maybe the devs will watch this, who knows? Now, I have read a rather chilling message that says candles are now a cooking pot recipe, not a grid recipe. Oh no. Oh no. So what do we have to do to get candles now? Can you hear me growling in the background? I want a candle. Right. Cooking pot. Oh no, you have to have flax. I can see that why. I can see why. You have to have flax fibres because that obviously is the wick. So you have to put 3 beeswax and a flax fibre in a cooking pot. Oh good grief. And flax becomes even more important. Wow, so this, wow, I'm a bit speechless over this. I can see why. Because to make candles you do melt wax. That will create one candle. Okay, let's get some firewood. Yeah, light it up. And we'll see how that does. My word. I tell you what, this is hugely different from being able to just harvest your beeswax, run them down a grid. We now have flax. Flax has so many uses in this game. I think I'm just going to have to plant, as most people do, flax field after flax field after flax field. One field is not enough. It really isn't. Right, that was quick enough. Oh, okay. And we now have a residue covered pot. Now, is that the same as this? Hello, candle. This pot, I presume, residue covered pot. Yes, I think these are exactly the same. So when you've put wax in it, so I should have used this one that I'd already used to produce glue. Wow. Well, that's interesting. And somewhat dismaying. Goodness me. I'm glad I picked up that little note though. It's a useful thing to know. Now my next question is, have they sorted out the recipe for these blue saddle blankets, or is it still going to show me a merchant belt or something like that? Yeah, it's a reindeer herder waistband. I mean, I'm sure it's lovely, but it's not what I want. I want a blue saddle blanket. I'll have to keep buying the blue messenger ones, but I'm keeping this blue cloth in here in the hope that we will be able to make a blue blanket at some point. Wow, that's a disappointment, but that's okay. Now, the other thing is that they said they've added handbook texts to raw bricks regarding colour results for pit kilns and beehive kilns. This raised a question in my mind as to whether they were the same colours. So, let's look at... Let's not look at bricks. Let's start with clay. It must be a better place to start. Clay ovens, ashlar blocks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, here we are. Red clay brick. Now, if we look at this, now it says bricks can be fired in a pit kiln, which will give a limited set of colours. They can also be fired in a beehive kiln, which will allow a much greater range of colours. Furthermore, the larger format bricks of 4 courses per block can be crafted to a smaller size that has double the courses. Right, this is all about the complexity of it. So as I understand it, pit kilns will give you a basic look, probably this colour, or if we go down below, I suspect they will give the level 1 look, whereas if you want the better looks, the more interesting looks, yeah, you would have to have different levels of firing. I wonder what they give. Well, the answer is simple. I've got some bricks up here. Have I got enough to show the difference? Because the bricks I've got over here, I fired in a pit kiln. Do I have enough to make a block? Okay, I've got 12, 8 is enough. Let's hop down here, grab some mortar, and then we'll have a little look at this and see if there's any difference. Yeah, those are raw. See, these are fired, but these were fired in a pit kiln. Ah. Now, they're the red. They're this basic red, aren't they? Okay, so that must be the colour you get with a pit kiln. Large red clay bricks, large red clay bricks. And the other 2 variants, these tan bricks, the orange bricks and the brown clay bricks, are quite clearly from the beehive kiln. Fascinating. How interesting. And I presume that applies to all the different clay bricks. So there isn't a difference in the colour there's a basic colour for each clay, but on top of that you get these beautiful, you get 3 other variants or possible variants if you use a beehive kiln. Fabulous. The next thing I want to look at is jugs. I believe we can get different variants of colours in jugs according to a beehive kiln. Let's just have a quick look at that. Look at this black ceramic jug. They're storable. Yeah, I have a feeling that if, see these colours, tan, orange, red, cream, brown, black. Yeah, I have a feeling that if we make the jugs out of these raw clays and fire them in the beehive kiln, that's going to give us different coloured jugs. And I also think that at the moment we can't get different coloured planters. You can buy them, yeah, but the only one you can get is this dark colour. It seems to me that if they've already got jugs in these different colours, it looks to me as if we're going to be able to make different clay items and have different colours. That's all very thrilling. I think that is fantastic. That's going to give us all a huge range of options on jugs and bricks and things like that. That's very, very exciting. Thank you all for your comments, for your advice, for your help, and your very, very interesting questions. You've raised questions I didn't even have, and I've been loving finding out the answers. Thank you also for supporting me. If you do enjoy this type of video, please leave a like, and I hope I see you in the next update video. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Bye bye, my friends.